Hello everyone. I haven't had any comments. It's been about a week now since my first video. Or maybe it was my last video. I don't know. So would like people to comment. Would be good. Also, much to my sister's dismay, I'm not wearing my jellyfish hat, but as you can probably tell, I have a bit of hat hair from wearing it all day. Anyway, so the book I will be reviewing today is one of my favourites from my favourite author, Melina Marchetta. I have all her adult fiction books. She has other child's books, but I don't read them. I heard about this book from a friend. She read it and put it in a speech for school. I read the speech and it sounded really interesting, but it didn't really catch my eye until I saw the cover, read it through, and then I recognised it from her speech. It's on the Jellicoe Road. Look at that cover. It's just, I love this cover. It has to be my favourite cover. Maybe The Finnegan of the Rock would be second. It's also a Melina Marchetta book. Covers really started off for me. If I see a cover and it's interesting, I'll probably buy it. It's really confusing. It's got sort of two stories in one. To understand it, you need to read it. But I'll read the back because it is really hard to explain. But yeah, I'll read the back. It says, "Oh, Bella, go away. I'm dreaming of the boy in the tree. I tell him stories about the Jellicoe Road, Jellicoe School and the townies and the cadets from a school in Sydney. I tell him about the war between us for territory, and I tell him about Hannah, who lives in the unfinished house by the river. Hannah, who is too young to be hiding away from the world. Hannah, who found me on the Jellicoe Road 6 years ago. Taylor is leader of the boarders at the Jellicoe School. She has to keep the upper hand in the territory wars and deal with Jonah Griggs, the enigmatic leader of the cadets, and someone she thought she would never see again. And now Hannah, the person Taylor had come to rely on, has disappeared. Taylor's only clue is a manuscript about 5 kids who lived in the Jellicoe 18 years ago. She needs to find out more, but this means confronting her own story, making sense of her strange, recurring dream, and finding her mother, who abandoned her on the Jellicoe Road." Just from that, it sounds a bit confusing, but it is, like, great. I absolutely loved it. I read it. I'm a slow reader, and it's not exactly all that small. Bella, stop. It is, 290 pages long, but at the time, that's actually pretty quick for me to read in 2 days. My parents were sort of getting frustrated with me because I was reading all the time rather than hanging out with them, but couldn't help it. Awesome book. Go get the phone. I would recommend it to anyone, but mainly girls, because it's set through the eyes of a girl, written by a girl. Makes sense. It really hit home for me because it is set in an area around where I live, and it's in Australia. It makes it so much easier to understand but for me, because I'm in Australia. But yeah, it's really good, and I seriously recommend it. Thank you.